Gigi wants to know, how do I learn to love my body? Great question, Glenn.
Great question. And great name, Gigi.
Awesome name.
We love your name.
Love it.
Okay, let's get to what you actually want from us. This is the first thing I would say is, and I think this is a really important point, is that I once heard body positivity being described as like learning a new language.
Yeah.
So Gigi and everybody else out there that's watching, because chances are this video is relevant to you.
Yeah.
We find that psychologists talk about a normative discontent with our bodies.
Yes.
And that means it's actually normal to not feel comfortable in the skin that you're in.
Yeah.
And that is independent of what you look like. So I see people in my office that might weigh 250 kilograms who don't feel great about their bodies, and people in my office who weigh 45 kilograms and don't feel really good in their bodies. So your body image is really up here, not out here. And you know, any tips that we can give today will really be starting you off on that journey of learning the language of body positivity.
Great.
My best tip is to start to buy out of society's messages. We live in a culture where I believe that weight and appearance is the only remaining socially acceptable stigma.
Yeah.
You know, we look at, it's not okay in our society to be racist anymore.
Yeah.
It's not okay. Society has said, you know, even more recently in Australia, it's not okay to be homophobic. We don't accept that.
Yeah.
But I still think it's okay to be fatphobic.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's still kind of
exists.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I think that to become authentically body positive and really truly comfortable in your own skin, the first step that I always do with people is starting to declutter all of the thin ideal messages that you get.
Yes.
Because it's so interesting in psychology. There's often so many different factors that cause one particular issue.
Yeah.
But in body image, it's really weird. It's one of those very rare instances where it's the one big thing. It just kind of, every bit of research just shines towards one thing.
Yeah.
And it's that thin ideal image.
Exactly.
So what we want to do is, when I'm working with a client, we declutter all of their Facebook, all of their Instagram, all of their email subscriptions, Snapchat, everything. And we look at where they're getting messages where they're either comparing themselves to a thin ideal. And often, if you do this yourself, which I would love you to do, you're going to end up unfollowing a lot of people.
Yeah.
Anything that's trying to sell you weight loss or beauty products.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything, even if it's your friends, that make you feel a bit less than. Because what we know is that seeing these thin ideal messages repeatedly actually warps your perception of yourself.
Yeah.
So not even the way that you just feel about yourself, but actually what you see when you look in the mirror. You train yourself, kind of like
like body dysmorphia even a little bit,
It's like a small version of body dysmorphia.
Yeah.
And body dysmorphia, only a small percentage of the population have that. That's what we call the disease of imagined ugliness, where you look just fine or normal, but feel like you look extremely unattractive. But more worrying is just that general, like a subclinical body image issue. So we all have a dose of this, even if we don't have the full-blown thing.
Yeah.
And then I think, you know, your mind hates a vacuum. So we don't want to just take away all of those messages. We want to start to learn that language of body positivity and have some really good body positive follows.
Yeah, great.
So then start to fill your social media, fill your mind with a diversity of shapes and sizes.
Great.
Because that's what we see in real life.
Yep, definitely.
If we look at the movies, or if we look at Instagram, or if we, watch magazines, we just see one image.
Yeah, great.
But if we look at real life, we see a diversity of shapes and sizes, and we see positive messages around those.
Yep.
So you had a really good body positive follow. What was her name?
Yep, Chelsea King.
Chelsea King.
Yep.
Okay, so that's a good one. I really like Louise Green.
Yep,
They
great.
call her Big Fit Girl. So you can follow her on Instagram.
Wonderful. Yep.
And our friend from Australia, Taryn Brumfit.
Yep, great as
fantastic.
well. Yeah.
So, but you will find that it is like delving into a whole new world.
Yeah. So if you're scrolling through your feed and all you're seeing is perfect girls throughout your feed, you automatically think that I'm not good enough. So what you're saying is get rid of those people, unfollow them if you have to, and start following people who make you think that you are enough.
Absolutely.
You might even be following companies that try to sell you things. They're trying to sell you fat burners and protein powders and, you know, even just these jeans that pull your waist in. They're effectively trying to say, you're not good enough, you need to buy my product.
And it's an extremely crude, but an amazingly powerful marketing technique. And it's really like a 3-step process. Show you the thin ideal image. That creates a negative comparison. And then they sell you the answer, which probably doesn't work.
So you think that you can become this beautiful, rich, skinny, etc. if you have their product. You know, and there's a reason that they use beautiful, slim models to sell their products.
And the thing is that you and I both know, and Leanne, you even post about this on your Instagram. Is that even the models don't look like that.
I do a lot of comparison photos. Just to show you guys that what you see on Instagram isn't necessarily always real life. It's our perfectly edited highlight reel, and I say it again and again and again. It's like a photo album. You wouldn't put a shitty photo of yourself in your photo album for everyone to see when they come over to your house and they flick through your photos. You post that one amazing image that you nailed in the moment. But even in today's society, we take it one step further. We might edit ourselves. We might put a filter on ourselves. Some people might even smooth out their cellulite or get rid of a mole on their face. With the power of Photoshop these days, the images that we're seeing, especially online, and never what reality shows us in real life. And if we're constantly seeing those images, we're constantly getting those messages that we're not good enough.
And I think you raise a really good point there, Leanne, because even if you can consciously recognize, we call this media literacy. If you can recognize, that's probably photoshopped, or that's not real, that's really positive. Because we can't avoid seeing these messages altogether. But it's like you said, as soon as you see the image, that image goes into your unconscious mind. You can't unsee it. So the best solution is actually to minimize your exposure to these images as much as you can. Look, you know what? I think that's a really good place to finish up. Because we don't want to give you a million ideas on body positivity. And like we said, it is like learning a new language. So it is going to take you quite a while. But if you do this one step, you will absolutely be surprised.